We will have more on that in a moment, but first, while they dance in the streets of Iran, and you can see them doing it, Congressman Ed Royce, who chairs the House Foreign Affairs Committee, says the Iranians are going to cheat on the Iran nuke deal, and Congressman Royce joins us right now. That's a dramatic statement at the top of this hour, sir. They're going to cheat. You convinced of this?
I'm convinced, based on the fact that they've cheated on every other agreement, Stuart, that the likelihood is they're going to cheat, and the way we could have prevented it was anywhere, anytime inspections within 24 hours. Now we've got 24 days. Explain to me how we're going to be able to check up on their program, and after the 24 days, they could draw this out for months on an adjudication process based upon what I've read.
Now, the president says that if they cheat, we will catch them. You don't think we're going to, you think, A, yes, they'll cheat, B, no, we won't catch them. That's a pretty thorough condemnation of the idea of verification.
Look at what happened with the comments by our Secretary of State when we started this negotiation. And the question was asked, are they going to have to come clean with their past cheating? The international inspectors say they have 1,000 pages of documentation on their cheating, and he will have to. And then, as this agreement went on, Secretary of State Kerry changed his tune and said, we're not interested in the past. We're not bringing up the past. This was supposed to be one of the questions we would have answered
next year, his job approval numbers rather than favorability.
I do apologize. That little tape insert came just out of absolutely nowhere, and I do apologize. Congressman Royce, are you still with us, please? Congressman Royce, I'm sorry, we just made a technical mistake right there. I do apologize for that. But you were saying that they are going to cheat, we're not going to catch them, and here's why we're not going to catch them, because we're not going after cheating in the past. My question, there's a further question here. Okay, they cheat, we don't catch them, that means they get a bomb much faster than they're supposed to get a bomb, correct?
Think about the North Korean agreement, Stuart. Correct, because think about the way that worked. They weren't supposed to cheat, but we did not get into that agreement the right in the 94 Framework Agreement to have the kinds of intrusive inspections that were needed. The consequence, they ended up with their nuclear tests, 3 of them. They ended up with a bomb for North Korea. Explain to me why this isn't exactly like the North Korean mistakes. Indeed, Wendy Sherman was involved in putting together the 94 Framework Agreement with North Korea that led to a bomb. She was also involved in this agreement, and I don't see the verification here that's going to guarantee their compliance.
What can you do about it? Because the president's going to take this agreement to the United Nations. The UN's going to say, that's a good agreement, and at that point, off come all the sanctions from Europe, China, and Russia, and we are left alone. Even if Congress rejects it, we're still alone. This is almost a done deal, isn't it?
And that's why I sent a letter yesterday, along with McCall, who's the chairman of the Homeland Security Committee, as I chair Foreign Affairs, saying to the President of the United States, do not go to the United Nations. I talked to the chief deputy yesterday on this several times, and the day before, and I also spoke to our ambassador to the United Nations, saying, look, you're not just talking about raising the sanctions that we've discussed in the agreement. You're also talking about the arms embargo on Iran that in the 11th hour was put into the agreement on the insistence of Russia and on the insistence of Iran. We know what our Secretary of Defense thinks about that, and our Chairman of the Joint Chiefs. They both testified, said under no conditions should those sanctions be raised. So my point is that I'm agreeing with you, Stuart. Under no conditions should we be going forward in the United Nations before Congress has had the ability here to have the hearings, which we are now going to be in receipt on Friday of the full documentation. We have a 60-day process, and we do not want an end run around Congress into the United Nations to have this done under UN rules.
Congressman Ed Royce, thank you very much indeed for joining us on this a very important subject today. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.